Have you tried to turn your life around but you just don't know the exact steps to take? In this video, I'll explain the simple art of turning your life around from scratch along with 4 practical steps that anyone can take today to turn your life around. 99% of people try to change their life without starting with these 4 things, and I know this is what's holding you and them back. I was in active drug addiction for over 9 years, and since getting clean, I've spent the last 18 months learning how to completely change my life. Here are 4 actionable steps to turn your life around from scratch. Step 1, delete social media. These companies have designed social media as a current solution to our ancient problems. Social media is something we usually check when we're bored, unsure, or nervous. The thing is, we don't actually crave social media though. We crave the comfort, assurance, and feeling that comes along with it. I personally find myself checking social media when I'm unsure of something. Why? Because I know exactly what's on the other side. Instant gratification, instant pleasure, and all I have to do is pull my phone out. I know if I'm uncomfortable, anxious, or I don't know what to do, I know that I can pull my phone out and find assurance immediately. And I bet you are the same. How many hours do you spend on your phone each day? If you don't know, you can go to your settings and check the screen time. And if you haven't, I bet you spend more time on your phone than you think you do. If this is something you struggle with, just delete social media. Put the screen time widget on your home screen and try not to go over an hour a day. Every time you pull up your phone, you'll see the screen time widget and it'll tell you how long you've been on your phone. Also, go to your settings to the accessibility section, and somewhere in there, I can't remember where exactly, but you can actually turn your phone to where it's black and white. Everything is black and white, and literally just this will make you not even want to use it as much. And when you decide to do these things, like delete social media and turn your phone black and white, you'll start using your phone a lot less, I promise. And as you do this, you'll start to notice a shift in how you feel. Uncomfortable feelings will come up. When these feelings come up, you'll eventually learn how to deal with them in healthier ways, but we'll get to this later. But anyways, you'll start unconsciously picking up your phone, and you're gonna have to start to learn to realize what you're doing and when you're unconsciously picking up your phone. And you're gonna have to replace it. Replace it with things like reading, walking, cleaning, drawing, whatever you like to do. Or focus on a skill you'd like to learn. Take care of mundane tasks that have been piling up. Do anything besides scrolling on your phone. You'll realize you have more free time than you thought. You'll also be very bored. That's okay. Allow yourself to be bored. Allow yourself to work on boring things. Being bored is not a bad thing. Boredom will encourage you to do new things. Personally, when I deleted social media, I found myself on other useless apps, or scrolling through my photos for no reason, or using other apps that I had no business with. Delete these apps from your phone, or at least remove them from your home screen. That way, if you have to have them, you'll at least have to search for them. You'll at least have to pull up the search bar, type the app in, and at least that way you'll add a little bit of extra resistance, so you'll be able to catch yourself before you're able to just start mindlessly scrolling. Also, just keep your phone in another room if you can. My phone is always in my car if I'm going somewhere. If I'm going in a meeting, the store, or a friend's house, my phone is always in my car. And doing this keeps me in the moment, and I'm able to be focused on what's happening. It's much easier to resist the urge to use my phone when it's not with me, because there's not a chance that I'm going to stop what I'm doing, go walk outside, go to my car, and get my phone and use it for no reason. But if my phone is on me, I don't have the willpower to resist it. I just don't. But I do have the willpower to know that I can't use it if it's on me. And when I feel the urge to scroll or get on my phone but I don't have it, I'm forced to do other things like talk to somebody or listen to what's being said or just take note of my surroundings. So leave your phone off of you whenever you can. If you're working, leave it in another room. If you're hanging out with your friends or going somewhere, leave it in your car. If you're walking in a store, leave it in your car. When you get back to your phone, you'll realize you had 0 notifications anyways. And so it's much easier to control yourself by changing what's around you rather than fighting against what's in front of you. Step 2, remove junk food. Processed sugar is one of my biggest downfalls. I'll indulge in junk food to no end, especially if I don't have social media to relieve any uncomfortable feelings that I'm dealing with. My mom tells me to just control myself and limit how much I eat, but if you're anything like me, then you know that this just is not possible. If something's in front of me, I'm gonna eat it. Does this mean I don't have self-control? You could say that, but I do have enough self-control to limit what I keep around me, so I just don't keep any around me. This way, if I want processed sugar, I'm forced to go by the store. Even then, when I'm at the store, I'll only get enough that I can eat right then, because if I get any extra, it'll be eaten. If I try to get some for the rest of the week, I'm gonna eat it that day. When social media is gone, junk food is my next go-to. So you're probably wondering, okay, why get rid of junk food? Well, turning your life around is about getting rid of instant gratification, getting rid of things that you can do right then and instantly feel better. It's about valuing the future more than we value the present. And so we're trying to get away from anything with an immediate reward. Now, the consequences of junk food are delayed, but the reward is immediate. And if we're too busy eating junk food, we're not really able to experience a true detox from instant pleasure. Instead of doing other things, we'll be finding instant pleasure in junk food. So remove it. If you struggle with junk food like I do, you're just gonna have to either eat it all or throw it away, and don't get any more. I doubt you'll actually throw it away, and I don't blame you because I wouldn't throw it away either. So just go ahead and eat it all. And if you can control yourself and not eat what's around you, then more power to you. But if you're like me, go ahead and eat it, throw it away, or get somebody to hide it for you. Controlling yourself isn't about resisting what's around you, but it's about changing your environment. If you can change your environment, that is true self-control. Step 3, engage in meaningful activities. I only find myself doing meaningful activities when I'm deprived of cheap pleasures. And the alternative is that with no cheap pleasures to occupy your mind, you could just sit there and do nothing. Anyways, back to the point. To be honest, I spend most of my time working, so I won't say that I'm busy working out, running, or painting, but I'm still working for a better future. I don't necessarily work to feel good in the present, but I wasn't able to start working until I was able to cut out the cheap pleasures in my life. Before I cut out the cheap pleasures in my life, I was too busy getting high, doom scrolling, and just wasting my time. Especially in the winter, I worked on the beach, so most of the summer I spent working. But when I removed these cheap pleasures, I had no option but to replace it with something else. So I replaced these things by, well, working a lot and working on a better future, emotionally and spiritually. I wish I could say I spent more time exercising and doing other physical things, but I just don't. And I say that to say this: you do not have to do everything perfectly. But over time, as you cut out cheap pleasures, you'll begin to enjoy the things that you're actually doing for your future. As you adjust, you'll be able to enjoy the monotonous things. So don't get the idea that you're just going to be going against the grain for the rest of your life. So when you cut out the cheap pleasures, you'll be forced to do other things, and you may not know what to do. But if you don't replace your old habits with a new way of living, you'll just go back to what you were doing. So what should you do? Well, whatever you want. You could learn a money-making skill like writing, editing, or motion design. Or you could start journaling. What were you interested in as a child? I mean, chances are you'd probably still love to do those things. The possibilities are endless. You can literally become whoever you want to be when you're able to cut out these cheap pleasures in your life. If you try something for a while and you end up not liking it, don't hesitate to try something new. That's okay. So a quick recap: cut out social media, cut out junk food, and engage in meaningful activities. So what should you expect? Look, I still watch Netflix at night. I still eat things I shouldn't. I still scroll on social media sometimes. I'm not perfect, but this is a lifestyle, so don't try to be perfect because it won't work. Don't try to do this all in one day. It's better to just change a little bit over time than to try to change all at once and not change at all. And you will be bored throughout this process. That's okay. And after a while, you'll begin to enjoy normal activities again. In the end, it will all be worth it. You'll have the chance to become whoever you want to be. And just by starting today, even if it's just taking the smallest step possible, you're probably already ahead of 99% of the rest of the world. And if you don't think you're going to be able to break your bad habits, I understand. I've actually made a video on how to break your bad habits the best way possible. And so go ahead and watch this video. I'll put it up on the screen, and I'll see everybody next time, and be sure to like and subscribe.